Welcome to the dawn. You've just accessed the beautiful experience. This experience will cover courtship, sex, commitment.
Hey, everybody all together. Hey! That's not gay.
Working in HIV prevention, I fell in love with the piece with you trying to do the HIV prevention in Chicago and the other cities that you were in, and ultimately going to the continent of Africa and uploading it on a dial-up modem. What do you do today, like here at home in Atlanta and nationwide for HIV prevention?
Well, the only thing I can do is through my work, is through this book. And when we had the 30th anniversary recently of HIV/AIDS, the first case, I made sure that I got the AIDS quote on the air, that I brought awareness to that. I made sure that I got The Normal Heart on the air, which is a play about Larry Kramer and the person who started ACT UP. I don't know if anyone has seen The Normal Heart, but if you don't cry on that play, then you're not human, right? And so I make sure that I pick and choose my moments, and that when there is a news peg, and when there is a time to do something, or there is time to draw awareness to something like HIV and AIDS, I do. And sometimes it wouldn't get on the air if it wasn't for people like me fighting for it and other journalists, because that doesn't hit everyone's radar. And that's why I say a true diversity of voices. And that's why I'm there. That's part of why I'm there. I happen to be a gay man. That issue means something to me. And so I bring it up and I get it on the air.
If your producer came to you and asked you to do a piece on the black gay community, what would you focus on?
Well, it would depend on what issue in the black gay. There's all kinds of issues within the black gay community. It just depends. I think the number one issue that I would focus on, there are two things I'd probably focus on in the black gay community. Number one is HIV/AIDS, because black gay men have the disease at a higher rate than most, and so do black women, heterosexual women. Same thing. It's no longer really a gay disease, but black gay men, for some reasons I should say, aren't really getting the message when it comes to that. Still living on the down low, still pretending that, they're not gay. When the CDC has to create a whole nother category because of down low men, then somebody's not getting the message. And so, but here's the interesting thing. If I bring that up, then people are going to say, you are throwing black people under the bus. You are throwing black gay men under the bus by bringing awareness to it. And I'm not. I'm trying to shed light on it to liberate people, but they fight you. So people do that. The same thing when I talked about homophobia in the black community. The Root and some other organization wrote, is Don Lemon throwing black people under the bus? I'm like, no, I'm just talking about the truth. So that would be number one. I would do that. When the CDC has to create a whole category that's called men who have sex with men, because people on the down low don't want to admit that they're gay and they like to have sex with men. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And to me, that's called being gay. Am I wrong? So I would do that, and I would also do something probably on discrimination, and not just discrimination by the larger community, by whites in the gay community. Because I've heard people, I don't date black men, I don't date Asian men. I'm like, what? It's just a preference. I'm like, no, it's a preference is liking a certain feature. When you rule out a whole class, when you rule out a whole race of people, that's racist, right? So for me to say, I don't like Asian men, I don't date Asian men, that's racist. Because I don't know every Asian man. An Asian man might make me a wonderful husband, but I don't know unless I try it. So I would probably talk about that racism, but also about how black gay men need to become involved and become friendly with white gay men and whites in society who are making a difference when it comes to AIDS and HIV and issues that are important to gay people. Because I'm tired of going to these events and being one of only a few people of color. And that is their fault and our fault. Because we need to be with each other, and we need to be a part. I want to be a part of this organization. You need to keep knocking on that door. And they need to reach out to minorities as well, because we're all in this together. All of us, and I never heard anybody say, well, I'm not going to discriminate against him because he's white and gay, and I'm not going to discriminate against him because he's black and gay. they just do it because you're gay. It doesn't matter which color you are. That's probably what I would do. Yes, sir.
I just want to first say I'm Gary without the R.
Oh no, you're Gary, but the R is silent.
That's the R is silent.
How do you know that?
We saw you at Tony and Gary and Tony want to have a baby.
Oh yeah. I had this friend, and she would ask me.
We've got a lot more at Don Lemon's book signing for his book, Transparent.
You're watching
Gay TV on Location.